was close enough. All right, welcome to Brickworks. Welcome to Brickworks. I should get it. This is exactly how you start a podcast. You just get it off. We're at Brickworks, okay? This is Alec Archer. He's an architectural representative. And, you know, we have notes here and everything about, this is what I like about it. This is good. Brickworks' vision is making brick sexy again.
It's about time.
Try, you can't tell? You can't tell?
I mean, seriously.
It's pretty sexy in here.
And no, how did that, did you guys write that?
That was a bit before I started here.
Okay.
I
think he did it. I think you did it.
Trying to brush it off a little bit. But no, I mean, I would think brick is already sexy if you ask me. I think there's a lot of things that you can do with it. And so it just is another way to have fun with it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
But it says you're bringing brick back. Was it ever gone or is it just being used more?
That's a good question. I mean, I would say where the brick world is heading now, I think it's heading different than it has been before. I think as far as colors and options go, I mean, like I said, the blue iron spot from last year, we see a lot more black and navy blue bricks being used. However, even the used Chicago Common has seen a huge revival in the city. And so now those are even more in demand than any new manufactured brick. So I think it's just people finding a new beauty to it that was kind of just ignored for a long time.
Do you think it's pathetic? And I don't want to use that word, but do you think it's pathetic that people only think of brick as orange? Because
I mean, to be fair.
No, I'm in here and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many colors.
Anything you want, exactly. And textures as well. People people have no idea. Like, even when I was in architecture school, I really only thought brick is a one-sided kind of material.
Right.
But now that I've started, working here, it's not only, coated brick, but through the body bricks. There's smooth, there's velour, the different Normans, Romans, mods. The world is really endless, as well as custom shapes too. And then you're making your own brick. You can really do anything with it. And so I think that's really where the fun is for the architects to play around with at the end of the day.
Well, I think you already jumped into it a little bit in your background. You said you've gone to school, you've gone through some architectural classes. Where were you and how did you make it here?
So, so my grandfather, he taught architecture in Manchester in the UK. Yeah. And so Manchester is another very heavy masonry city. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so he always had a great interest in it, in architectural preservation. And so he kind of, showed me the ways when I was little and it kind of rubbed off on me. And then I went to architecture school at University of Houston back in Texas, where I'm from. And then afterwards, I kind of found during my thesis that materiality was my premier interest. Mm-hmm. And so Brickworks was hiring, as an architectural rep to work with architects to bring the vision to life. I was like, well, what a great combination of my skill set. Sure. And so, so then once I started here, I really just delved, into the brick world. And it's kind of baptism by fire. There's so much to learn. It's a very fast-paced world, whether you're working with the masons, architects, developers. And so it really just took off. And so now I've been here for a year, and I'm still learning new things every day. So it's been a lot of fun,
And there's design centers everywhere. People can come in. I think people need to come in and walk the floor to see, and I think they'll be absolutely just stone-faced, brick-faced. Boom, like, wow!
No, exactly. That brick really is part of your design, not just something that you slap on top of the building at the end. I mean, it is the candy of the building, but also there's just so many, whether it's breeze walls, there's, glass brick as well. There's so many different things. And so it really is a part of the design. And so we see architects more and more, really showing that, whether it's, like I said, the different brick sizes or textures. So it's really come a long way.
The last 15 years or so seems like we've seen a lot of the old rehabs where you see some exposed brick on the inside of the houses. Now that's getting replicated in new homes that are being built with thin brick. It seems like the options really are endless, even interior. Yeah. Is that something you guys get into as well?
A lot of times we do. And so there's certain bricks that we actually make that are only made as thin brick now, not just as, full bed brick. And so the interest with that, especially the used Chicago Commons as an interior brick has become extremely popular. It's fun for us to work on as well. At the end of the day, we're here to satisfy whatever their interior designer or the architect needs. And so, it's just been a lot of fun.
You guys are headquartered in Australia.
Yes, sir.
Came over here buying some brick companies and everything, and just making a splash. and there's, obviously here in Chicago, we had this beautiful design center here. What was the thought process on that? Do you know? What was going on in their head? Hi, g'day, we're over here. We're going to buy a brick company, probably in Chicago.
You should have seen my first introduction meeting. There was one of the guys from Australia. He welcomed the company. I could understand like half of the things that he was telling me. I was nodding and just smiling, going with it because I was like, this is my first job outside of school.
Crocodile Dundee,
And they gave me like a stuffed koala bear as well. And I was like, what do I do with this? Yeah, but they're very hospitable people. But so Brickworks in Australia is a whole different animal. So they not only deal with the wall systems, but they also go into the roofing, timber, cement. They're a lot more than just a brick company there. And so their idea and their approach when they came to the US was, combining the production and manufacturing side, by buying brick companies such as Glengarry, and then combining it with the distribution side with, suppliers like us. And so combining those two sides of the business together allows us to work more directly with, Glengarry and our manufacturers to get a better product, which at the end of the day, gives a better customer experience. And secondly, it's just a smoother business to run. So that's what Brickworks has done a really good job of, since they came over here.
You would think quality control alone. Anyone can be a distributor if you can get a line in. How much more quality control do you have when you actually own the manufacturing plant, right there, hands-on?
It's great because if anything does happen on a job, it's one direct phone call to the head of the plant, and we can tell them, relay whatever the mason has told us, and it's just really quick, easy communication. There's not a whole lot of people to go through. And they're very open-minded and open ears towards what we need. And then we also, give what they need as well to make their lives easier. So
with so much to choose from, is it mind blown when people come walking in and you've got to okay, calm down, let me help you out? How do people, what are their initial thoughts when they come in here? And as the architect, you have these visions in your head. How do you guide and help these people with so much to choose from?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think really where I like to start off with architects is try and look at like the larger scope of their project. And so once I kind of look at a couple of the renderings, then they kind of, throw out some ideas of what they're thinking for the color and for the texture and what their kind of vision is, the feeling that they want the brick to give off. And then from there, then it's putting a couple of ideas in front of them, and then just like, it's a lot of just, like seeing what sticks on the wall, throwing a lot of ideas out there because there's a lot. And then, it is funny too because the architect's gonna have one vision for the brick that they want, and then as you get further down into the project, there's value engineering that's gonna become a part of it, availability. So like it's really like a more complicated process than you would think. Just walking and being, I want that brick, okay, boom, it's gonna magically appear on the wall.
But you do something different. You guys actually have a software that can actually help someone. So if they've got a home or if they've got a building, I wonder what that would look like with, and you can go, hang on.
Give me 1 second.
Tell
exactly.
us about that.
Yeah, so it's been huge because for the architects, they're very visual people.
Yeah.
And so they want to see what anything's going to look like before they make a final decision, and there's a lot of money on the line. So really, Glengarry's done a great job in two different ways. So Picture Perfect is the new software from Glengarry.
Okay.
And so from there, they have a couple of standard homes or multifamily buildings, and then you can add whatever Glengarry brick you want onto the building, as well as change any of the mortar and natural stone in the building. So just right there, you can create a whole house just without really needing to download anything at all, whether you need to have any, large computer knowledge when it comes to rendering softwares. But then if you are an architect and you want to see that exact same brick on your specific model in Revit or on SketchUp or whatever it need be, Glengarry provides titleable images. So all you need to do is upload the PDF from their website directly into your model, and then boom, you have it right there, and there's no questions, no ifs, ands, buts.
Interactive together. Let me tell you what's really impressive. We've learned as we keep doing more mortar and more brick on different projects, the mortar makes such a difference in what the brick looks like. So often you'll come and see a small brick panel, maybe you hold a little bit of mortar upside it to see what you think you have, but until you see a full-size picture, you really don't know what color you're getting.
Exactly. Like some of these brick buildings, could be 8 to 10 stories, and so that's a huge decision that you're making right there. And so just picking off from a little sample, you have no idea what it's really gonna look like at the end of the day. So
caveman choices, we call that now. We're in the 22nd century now.
And there's also things that they don't think about as well. When it comes to like the different mortar colors, how it's going to age differently over time. And so it's great for us because not only can we visualize it for them, but we can also give them a heads up of how the mortar might change over the years and how it might age along with the brick. So yeah, it's fun to work with architects.
Is Brickworks, are they going to be spreading throughout the United States? And with design centers like this, or what's the future look like for Brickworks?
That's a good question. That's to be determined. But we do have a very large presence already. I mean, Chicago, well, this is kind of the hub for the Midwest, but we also have a showroom in Iowa, Philadelphia, Baltimore, New York City, and Manhattan. So they've covered a pretty large territory in the U.S. already in the span of 3 to 4 years. So it's spreading quickly. And so it's great to also have, the network of distributors in other regions of the country, because we can kind of learn from each other and kind of, strengthen ourselves that way. So I think it really only helps at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, this is just amazing, because I'm thinking about that, and he starts talking about that, and then I see the Silver City, the Glengarry 2025 Brick Color of the Year, and then he's going like, oh, I can see any of these on a home and software. This is this is really cool to do something like that. Now, is there ever going to be like maybe an opportunity like where an entire wall becomes your home and you can do something like that, maybe on a projector screen or something like that, where you could see that,
like really blow it up to almost be like a lifestyle.
Like
oh wow, that's it. That's a great idea. That has not come up, but
that's mine.
Stay tuned.
That's mine.
We have a lot of space here.
Yes.
You never know.
Part-time now for Brickworks.
Without the future's going, AI, you never know. You never know. So
is that more considered like an AI type thing, what you guys are doing with that software?
So with the software, I think really it's more just like a plug and place.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it is interesting, because with the future, whether it's AI or just technology in general, like where 10 years from now we could do almost like a 3D model, or like some sort of like more realistic rendering to give people a better feel. Really, it's like our job really as the architecture rep is to help visualize the architect's dream. And so any method to do so, Brickworks is always very open and willing to help out with that. So I'm sure, give it 5 years from now, it'll be a whole picture perfect now, but who knows what could be 5 years.
Are there some new projects that maybe we should be looking out for involved with Brickworks, and say, hey, here in New York or here in Chicago, you need to look out for this, because there's going to be some really amazing brick that's going to be coming out? What can we look for?
So there is a very cool project that we're working on in Lincoln Park right now with Sanselmo. And so they're a partner of Glengarry and Brickworks. Okay. And so it's a residence in Lincoln Park, and it's going to be all black through the body, Roman brick, with different breeze blocks. It's going to have like 5-foot radius. It's very curved, like a custom made brick. It's going to be a really cool project. And so the homeowners, their vision, aligned really well with ours. And so that came to life. And then as far as, bigger projects, man, they're coming every day. I mean, the Red Line here in Chicago, they're expanding another 5 stations. So that's going to be all Glengarry brick.
But I mean, you see landscapes in cities and elsewhere. They're different than they were 25, 30 years ago, and brick is a big part of that. And you said you're bringing brick back. Brick is sexy, and I have a tendency to agree, because I'm seeing new things, and I'm looking at like I said, new landscapes and new cities, and it's all brick, but it's different when you look at it, and you guys are responsible for that.
Yeah, I mean, the brick, it's funny, because every 10 years, there's new textures coming out, new colorways, and then, sometimes we'll go and match a building that's, 100 years old, and they don't even make that brick anymore. It's just like, it's frozen in time with that design and that idea. And so it's going to be cool to look back another 10, 20 years from now and see like what this time, exactly what the standard was, and what the ideas and, the values, I guess, of the masonry world were, back in this time. So
this is fascinating stuff, when you think about that. We got these guys building walls in Las Vegas. It's just your orange brick, and they're building beautiful walls. And then, you come in here and you see all these different colors and these styles and these textures.
You said the history. You got to think the pyramids several thousand years ago, and all of a sudden, now you can have anything you want. 2025.
Can you imagine if the pyramids were that
that Glengarry, with the little Glengarry stamp on the building? Great branding. Yeah. See? And it's with the technology of the brick as well, because color is one thing, but also thin brick is a huge, part of buildings nowadays, because it helps with the weight of the walls. And so instead of having to spend more money on your steel lentils, you can just go with a thin veneer brick and just, put it all the way up your building and not have to really worry about any weight issues later on down the road when you're constructing it. So yeah, there's just the technology always going to change, as well as the colors and the texture. So it's be fun.
Well, this is awesome. You guys are hosting the regional. That's
Yes, sir.
going to be here. We're excited about that. You going to come
Me
out
too.
and watch?
Yes, sir. I'll be here first, and I'll be here before you will tomorrow. Trust me.
I don't know. Maybe you will. You might.
Now I'm gonna announce the race.
I mean, it's amazing to see these guys in an hour, what they can do, and the walls
brilliant.
are so beautiful, and the way they do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think have you ever seen it before?
So I went to my first specmix event last year. It was at our
Okay.
Bridgeview yard.
Okay.
And that was a ball for me, really, because not only is it getting to see the brick open and see how quickly they can do it and efficiently,
Yeah.
but you see like their family come out, their friends come out. It's a whole community event,
Yeah.
It's not just so focused on work itself, but it really just brings people together. Whether it's us as a supplier, the masons themselves, architects as well, like. It really is building a community of the built a built industry in Chicago, so it's fun.
As an employee of SpecMix, I think everything you said is exactly right. You guys do this, you give us yard space, you're donating the brick to make sure that we have something to work with. You're putting all this effort, time, and money in, and most companies, they worry about ROI, like what are we gonna get out of this? We love that you guys do this kind of stuff out of the goodness of your heart, like to help advance the industry. That's somebody that really cares about masons and their families, like
Exactly. And like a lot of these kids, who knows where their career is gonna have taken them, but at least they can always, think of Brickworks, think of, Glengarry, and think of the good memories they had, with this as apprentices. Because there's some general contractors that I work with now, they're like, oh, actually, I remember doing the specmix event when I was an apprentice. And then it brings them back to memory lane, and it's just kind of fun because we all have that same experience.
There's not a lot of industries that have such a crossover like
Exactly.
that. And it's about passion, it's about family, it's about building the future. And I think this is one industry that does that. And we are grateful that you guys do something like that because, Will's right. It furthers the cause, and there's no greater way to do that than just to share and let everybody, witness what goes on. And then while they're here, they can come in the showroom and
exactly.
Might trigger some ideas for them.
And like, how long has this event been going on for you? Like, how long have you been putting it on with?
23 years.
23 years.
23
Wow.
years.
That's impressive.
And
That's
so,
impressive.
It's grown from like 5 or 6 guys and a bullhorn.
Like backyard wrestling. Yeah,
Really?
just a couple of guys. In the backyard having a
I don't know who's winning. I can't count the brick. And now you've got 28 stalls. And it is a full-blown, we call it masonry madness.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Kids and then block and then tenders and then the big show right there. You want to witness something amazing. Come out to Las Vegas in January of 2020.
That's when it is, in January?
Yeah.
I would
the World
love to make it. I
Championships.
would love to make that.
So
because it's every region in the U.S., correct? That then goes out there. And
the regionals are all around the United States. We have some folks coming from the U.K., from Canada.
Australia?
We have Australia.
That's the Olympics of bricklaying.
Right. I don't know if you know Tima Musso or not.
No.
They're from Australia. They were here last year. It's a husband and wife that do that. The husband is the bricklayer. She's the tender. So it is literally the world championships because we have people from everywhere.
That is incredible.
And the guys from the UK, they are amazing. They're such a great group.
Yeah.
They have something over there called the Super Trowel.
Okay.
Well, our guy that won the SpecMix Bricklayer 500 this past year went over there to compete and won their event.
Really?
They are not very happy.
I know. I was about to say.
It's just like, it has literally turned into the Ryder Cup of bricklaying.
Wow.
So I imagine they're going to be coming here with a vengeance.
I love that. I'm ready. I'm ready to see that.
But please come out.
Yes, sir. I will do. Thank you so much. Thank
This
you
is
guys.
awesome.
Appreciate it. Pleasure to meet you guys.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Brickworks can they just Google Brickworks or was it
Brickworks Supply in Chicago.
Yeah.
My name is Alec Archer. If you have any questions, I can. My phone number is 773-415-1637. Please let me know. That's just a work number. I'm
sure
number for later.
There's a lot of work
Come out tomorrow if you want the personal number. Yeah.
So no, but this is great. We're excited for the regional and everything. We'll see
Me too.
Tomorrow. We probably can't use that. We'll have to edit that out. That's what we do. All right, we're out. Peace.
Thank you.